Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Pranams to the lotus feet of the Lord, pranams to all the Mahatmas and Gurujis, pranams to all of you. We are in shloka number 74. Manojavastir Takaro Vasureta Vasupradaha Vasuprado Vasudevo Vasul Vasumanahavihi. We are halfway through this particular shloka. Let us go through it. What we have seen so far is Manojavaha, the one swift as the mind, one swift as the mind. Tirthakaraha, the author and teacher of all the Vidyas. Vasuretaha, the one whose knowledge is the seed of the creation. Up to this we have seen. Now we have to go on and see the next few meanings of this shloka. So Vasupradaha, 693 is Vasupradaha. The Vasupradaha shloka is repeating again. So it is the first line also Vasupradaha is there. In the second line also starts with Vasupradaha. So the Acharya has given two different meanings. Let us look at it. So here in the first line, Vasupradaha means the giver of wealth. Wealth is a security. Wealth is also necessary for achieving the other two purusharthas. What is that? Dharma and Kama. Artha. Wealth means Artha. Artha is definitely required for Dharma and Kama. So he is the cause of that security and he is the giver of Vasu, the wealth. And hence he is Vasuprada. Any other Devata or person like Kubera and others have the capacity to give her wealth, gains the capacity to only from Bhagavan. You must understand this. So we may pray any Lord. We may pray any Lord. This is very detailedly we have seen in the Bhagavad Gita. We may go and pray any Ishta Devata from the one absolute Brahman, which is the ultimate God, whom we call it as a Vishnu in the Vishnu Sahasranaamam. That Brahman only is giving. Yo yo yam yam thanum battaha shraddhayarchitum icchati. We have seen in the Gita. So, any wealth which is given by any Devata, even though you may go and pray Devi, or you may go and pray Vinayaka, you may go and pray Mahalakshmi for wealth, or Kubera. In Singapore, we have got a Kubera Yagam is being done in the temples. First time I saw it when I came here. I've never heard of it. But they do the Kubera Yagam. So even though you do it, who is giving? Ultimate Lord Vishnu or Lord Bhagavan only is giving. Okay. So yes, so anything which is given only is given by the Bhagavan alone. And the wealth is necessary or not? The wealth is absolutely necessary because without wealth, nothing is there. So if you don't have the wealth, there's no world at all. Everybody requires wealth for survival. So we in our Shastra, that's why wealth is called Mahalakshmi. Because Lakshmi is required. Why? Then only you can have Kama, the enjoyment, also Dharma. Dharma can be followed only when there is wealth. Because if you have to do any charity, you require Dharma. If you have to do any puja, wealth, you require. If you want to do any puja, you require a wealth. So wealth is always required for everything. So another, we never negate wealth. Only thing is what Shastra says is, don't become a servant to the wealth, be a master of that wealth. Bhagavan gives the wealth for what purpose? For one is the wealth has to be earned in an ethical way, that wealth has to be enjoyed in an ethical way, and the wealth has to be used for gaining punyam. In that is what is called dharma. So for all the dharma actions, dharmic actions, you should spend the wealth so that you earn a lot of punyam. And the punyam can be encashed for in two ways. Punyam can be encashed in two ways. One is, what is that? One is going to Swarga and enjoying heavenly pleasures, but even then what happens? You have to come back. It is limited. Or the punyam can be encashed for what? For gaining moksha, the knowledge. So, an intelligent person will use that punyam earned through the artha, the wealth, for gaining the moksha, whereas an unintelligent person will use it for again for going up to the swarga. And even if you go up to swarga, you have to come back again. Tedam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam, kshine punye martilokam vishanti. So Bhagavan is Vasupradaha. Okay, Vasupradaha, but that the material wealth has to be used for dharma as well as kama. The dharma will give you punyam. The punyam needs to be encashed for moksha. Of course, you can use the punyam for going up to the heaven and enjoy, but you have to return back. So here the Vasupradaha refers to the giver of wealth. Then again in the 694th Nama, in the second line of the same shloka, you have got Vasupradaha. Here, how do you read it? One who gives the absolute security, moksha. So he is Vasuprada, not only because he gives relative wealth and security, but also because he gives the real wealth, the absolute security called moksha. That is the ultimate wealth actually. The relative wealth is only an instrument, only be a utility tool for gaining the ultimate wealth. The ultimate wealth is called the ultimate sampat. Otherwise, called wealth is also called sampat. Ultimate wealth is what? Is only ultimate security or wealth is moksha only. Bhagavan by so absolute security is by knowing what is that? I am the Vasu. Aham Brahmasmi, that is the ultimate knowledge, and that is the one which will give you the security ultimately. So, Bhagavan, by revealing himself as Vasu, one seeks becomes Vasuprada. So, he says, the security is only me. You reach Bhagavan. You reach Bhagavan means what? Within quote, understand Bhagavan. Either you understand Bhagavan, whether you understand yourself, both are one and the same. Both will lead to the same answer. Either you understand the self, the individual, or you understand the Bhagavan who is ultimate, the original Bhagavan. The original Bhagavan is the Arupa Bhagavan, which we have said, the Lord without any name and form. Either way you go, both are what? Both will lead to only one answer, Aham Brahmasmi. That Bhagavan is none other than myself. Myself is none other than that Bhagavan. So that is the Paramarthika Satyam we say. So that is called Vasupradaha. So one who gives the ultimate security. So it is by his grace that one gets access to the teaching, and again by its grace, his grace alone, the knowledge takes place. Because Bhagavan only has given the Vedas, Bhagavan only has given the knowledge. But how many people are studying the Vedas? How many people are coming to Vedanta class or Vishnu Sahasranaamam class like this? Only very few people. And that requires the grace of Bhagavan. So even to come and attend to these classes, now everything is available online. It's one thing which the biggest advantage of the internet age is what? The knowledge which was held back by few people, now it is free. Everything is available. Knowledge is fully available. But what happens is you require the grace of Lord to even get the knowledge. You require the gate of knowledge. That is requires a punyam. So only with his grace alone, the knowledge takes place. Thus, by holding on to him, one will get the relative security as well as absolute security as well. If one understands Ishvara to some extent, there will be relative security. Abhyudaya pala means relative security in the form of wealth and so on. If one understands Ishvara as one's Atma, there will be Nishreyasa pala. Nishreyasa pala means absolute security in the form of moksha. Thus, Bhagavan is Vasuprada, both in the form of relative security and in the form of absolute security. So, intelligent person will use what? Intelligent person will ask for relative security, which is the artha, which is the wealth, but that wealth will be used for moksha, the absolute security, which is the ultimate security one will get. So, as a grihastha, as a householder, I require relative security in terms of artha for conducting my life. I am not a sannyasi, I require some wealth to conduct my life. At the same time, what? I give this wealth for charity, earn more punya, and what I do, I ultimately seek the permanent security. Bhagavan says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tektva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. One who truly understands me will never be born again. It comes in Gita. So understand this. So he is the Vasuprada, both the two namas. One is the relative wealth, which is the physical wealth we are talking about, and the second one, the second nama refers to the absolute wealth, absolute security called moksha. And again, moksha means it is not somewhere in the cloud nine. No, moksha is nothing but here itself having that understanding that what is that? I am not this body mind complex. I am that Atma, the Chaitanyam, which is ever there, having that understanding and then having a relaxed mind, having an emotional free mind, having an absolutely stress free mind is called moksha. That is why it's called emotional independence. So you have to remember the definition of moksha is emotional independence is moksha. Stress free mind is moksha. Happiness is moksha. Peace is moksha. Shanti is moksha. You can say a very number of words. So here itself. So as per Advaita Siddhanta, that is here and now, not somewhere. Reaching Vaikuntha or Kailasha. No. It is here itself you get this moksha. That means what? Here itself, I am very, very relaxed. I am very, very calm. That is what is called Jivan Mukti. So Bhavan is a Vasuprada, the moksha here and now. You get it here and now. That's what it is. The next one is Vasudevaha. Vasudevaha. Here the meaning is one who is a son of Vasudeva. Is a very simple meaning here given there. We have seen this Nama in 332. There we have given the interpretation Vasudevaha means indweller. Indweller. Who is indweller? Vasudevaha means Atma, Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam. The Chaitanyam, Brahman, Atma, Satya, all ஒரே meaning, all of same meaning only. So that indweller who shines inside, that is the meaning we have seen in Nama number 302. And here the interpretation given is the superficial meaning, son of Vasudeva, which is called Vachyartham. Other one is the Lakshyartham. And this Nama again repeats in 709, which we will see later, where we give the meaning one who covers the Jagat. That's what is the meaning given there. So that we will see it later. Then Vasuhu. Vasuhu. Here the meaning is the abode of all. This Nama we have seen in 104 and 270. In 104 we have seen it as again indweller. Indweller. That is the meaning we have seen. This Vasudeva has same meaning is Vasuhu. We have seen is in 104 indweller. In 270, Nama number 270, we have seen as all forms of wealth. That is the meaning we have given. Here the interpretation is the abode of all. Bhagavan is the one in whom everything, all beings, elements and elementals exist. Even all the Purusharthas, relative and absolute, exist in him alone, and hence he is Vasu. He also exists in all beings as Atma, the hence it is Vasu. That is the indweller meaning we have seen earlier. But here is what? All the wealth is Bhagavan only. Everything is Bhagavan's wealth. Everything is Bhagavan. This again is a beautiful Nama. Vasu, he alone exists and every wealth is Bhagavan only. So where is the question of claiming ownership? So again, when you read this meaning, what is the benefit we get it? What is the benefit he gets it? He alone exists. Everything what you see is every wealth is Bhagavan only. He alone exists in the world. Everything else is Mithya. Only Satyam is Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. So Brahman is Satyam. Vishnu is Satyam. So Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat is Satyam. So everything is Satyam. That means what? We should look at everything as Lord. Again, I come back to the basics. That is a true prayojana, benefit. What is that? Seeing Lord in each and every being, every situation, every object. Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat. Next Nama. Vasumanaha. Vasumanaha. One who has the mind to reside in all. So here two ways of interpretation is given. His presence in all objects without exception and without any difference or distinction is called Vasu. Because he has a mind to be so, he is called Vasumana. Because everything is Bhagavan, we said, and he has got the mind to be like this. That's why he is called Vasumana. The second way of looking at this Nama is, or Vasu is Jagat, and that is his mind. Hence, he is the Vasumana. It is the knowledge of Bhagavan alone which is manifest in the form of Jagat. Everything is only Jagat. This is the other way of interpreting it. Then Havihi, one in the form of oblations. The Bhagavan is Havis. Havis means oblations. So Havis is the oblation that is offered onto the fire to Bhagavan. Bhagavan himself says in Gita, the Havis that is offered is Brahman. That means which is that which that means what? The means with which is offered is also Brahman. Every aspect of Yajna is Brahman. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva Tena Gandavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. Everything is Brahman. The person who is giving the oblation is Brahman. The Havis is also Brahman. The Homakunta is Brahman. And the receiver is Brahman. Everything is Brahman. That is what is given. So one is in the form of oblations. So with this, shloka number 74 is over. Now we will go to shloka number 75. Sadgati Sakriti Satta Sadbhuti Satparayanaha Shuraseno Yadusreshtaha Sannivasa Suyamunaha Sadgati Sakriti Satta Sadbhuti Satparayanaha Shuraseno Yadusreshta Sannivasa Suyamunaha. See, every group of Namas have got a connections we have seen, and here that connection you can see in this particular shloka also. Sadgatihi. Sadgatihi. There are two interpretations given here. The first one is the goal of good people. The second one is one with a superior intellect. Let us look at both the meanings. The goal of good people. He is Sadgati, the ultimate end of Satpurushas. Satpurushas. Who are Satpurushas? The Satpurushas are those that have Viveka, the discriminative capacity. He is Gati, the ultimate end of all people. But for that Satpurushas, he is the immediate end. What is the discrimination being talked about here? Who has got a Vivekam? What is the Viveka we are talking about here? It is the Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekam. Whatever you are experiencing in this world, in terms of various people, in terms of materials, in terms of everything is Anityam. All of them will come and go. But who is the only one who is there? Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagati. That is the only one which is Sat. That discriminative faculty one who has got, for them he is the Gati. He is the Gati. He is the Gati means what? He is the immediate end. He is immediate end. So everybody has to get that Viveka ultimately. I talked about it earlier in one of the Namas. We require two kinds of discrimination. One kind of discrimination is the Dharma Adharma Viveka. The discriminative faculty between what is right and what is wrong. Dharma Adharma Viveka. That is to earn the Punya. That is a very basic qualification. Once we have got the Dharma Adharma Viveka, automatically over a period you will get the Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. Bhagavan will get it. Bhagavan will lead you to that. You lead a life of Dharma, the Dharma will take you to the Moksha. Lead a life of Dharma and earn wealth, Artha, and enjoy the Kama pleasures. And what happens is you will be going towards the Moksha. That means you will get the knowledge that I am the Aham Brahmasmi, the knowledge you will get it by getting the Guru, proper Guru. So first one Viveka is Dharma Adharma Viveka. But here the Sadgati refers to Satpurushas who have got the Viveka, which is the Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. They have got the benefit, immediate Gati. That means they get immediate liberation, they get the knowledge. Once the Viveka comes, that the whole world is Anityam, then you understand that only Bhagavan is Nityam. Then you reach him. You always keep this Viveka in your mind during the transaction. That is, you have got moksha already. Finished. Immediate. In fact, Taittiriya Upanishad says that those who accept that Brahman is means the Isna Sat, are the Satpurushas, because they have the Viveka to choose Brahman as the end and come to gain Brahman as their Atma. Now, Asti Brahmedi Ched Veda, Asti Brahmedi Ched Veda, Santamenam Tado Viduhu, comes in the Taittiriya Upanishad. This is the one meaning. The second meaning is The word gati may also mean the buddhi. No, he is Sadgati means because his buddhi is sati, superior, being all knowing. It understands all things clearly as they are. Bhagavan is Sarvajna, Sarva Shaktiman, Sarva Vyapi. He is a Sarvajna, he is omniscient. So he is the ultimate, he is there, he knows everything. Nobody can run away from him because he is the superior intellect. That's the other way of meaning, taking the buddhi, the word gati as the meaning buddhi. So Sadgati means he is the one who has got the superior intellect. So all of us, whomsoever has got, is only an inferior intellect, whatever be the IQ may be, all have only inferior intellect. So Bhagavan only has got the superior intellect. Another meaning. Then Satkritihi. Satkritihi means one who acts are noble, one whose acts are noble. The one whose kriti means action is sati, noble, is Satkriti. Taking care of and protecting people is the noblest act. Parents and family should take care of the people. No, take care for the parents and family should take care for the people. If some reason they cannot do it, then whoever cares and protects is also a noble person. Is a noble act. The Lord does not leave it to anybody. He takes care of the creation. Therefore, he is Satkriti. So, doing the noble act of protecting the world, Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinashaya Dushkrutam. So, he provides oxygen, water, and food, and all the necessary things for us, for all living beings. And he protects the every planet in its own orbit because of the natural forces. Now, even the galaxies, even within this our solar system, our Earth is rotating what? In the same axis, in the same speed throughout, without even a micro nanosecond difference, it keeps on rotating. And all the four seasons are created. Oxygen is there, water is there, the rain is coming, the wind is blowing, and then it is bringing, the ocean is getting boiled, becomes cloud, and the cloud is becoming pushed into the earth, and again it rains through the in the mountains and comes as a river. We are enjoying everything. Everything is Bhagavan. So he alone exists in all beings as Atma, hence he is there. But here he is a Satkriti, and he alone is there. He provides everything. The one whose acts are noble. He does everything, and that all the natural forces which is there, the natural forces I told you, even to move the fingers, hand, it requires so many mechanics are required. Gravitation is required. Everything is Bhagavan only. So all of them are Bhagavan. So one whose acts are noble because he is managing, who has created this universe, and he is sustaining them also as an intelligent principle. Bhagavan is there, everything. That is one. Satkritihi. Then Satta. Satta, that which is existent. Satyam Jnanamanantam Brahma. That is the Brahma Lakshanam. One of them is Satyam. That is what's called Satta here. Satta. Satta means existence. And in English we call it as a isness. Isness. Now watch is, time is, anything is, we say is. That isness is called any object is. This is there. So any object or any person is. You put always word the is. It is existing. So that existence principle is called Satta. So Satta is that which exists in all the three periods of time, past, present, and future. In fact, it is beyond the time also. It is beyond the time and space. So it is there in all the Desha Kala Atita. So it lends existence to everything because it is that everything has a being, as a being. So when we say time is, space is, object is, anything is, that isness is the Satta, the existence. Time is only the name and form. Similarly, space is only the name and form. Object is only the name and form. This existence is devoid of divisions like Sajatiya, Vijatiya, and Swagata divisions. I will explain. So the Satta is without any divisions. There are three types of divisions which Vedanta talks about it. Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata. What all them? Sajatiya means The difference between the members of the same class is called Sajatiya Beda. The difference between the members of the same class is called Sajatiya Beda. Like a mango tree being one mango tree being different from another mango tree. So two different trees, even the same variety of mango, you put two trees, they could be two different trees. The fruits, one may be a little sour, another will be very sweet. You can see one gives you more yield, another gives you less yield. All those things. One grows big, another one may not grow big. Both are of the same thing, but there's a division you can see between one mango tree to another tree. That is one that's called Sajatiya Beda. And the second one is Vijatiya Beda. A mango tree being different from a banyan tree is called Vijatiya Beda. Even though they are all the tree class, but they are all from the one tree is another from another tree. Mango is different from banyan tree or banana tree, banyan tree, they mean, or ashwatha tree, whatever it is. So you can trade. And it is a difference between so it is a difference between the members of different classes. So mango tree having the next one is next one is Swagata Beda. So Vijatiya Beda Patache, we have seen Sajatiya Beda, then Swagata Beda. So the mango tree having parts which are different from each other is called Swagata Beda. A tree itself has got various things, right? Leaves are there, stem is there, trunk is there, roots are there. There are various parts is there, and each one is different from other. So that is called Swagata Beda. So Sajatiya Beda, Vijatiya Beda, Swagata Beda. There are three types of divisions or differences you can see generally. But Satta is what? Satta is pure existence, which is Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata, Beda, Rahitaha, which is without no difference at all. It is no different at all, which is a pure existence which has got no such difference as Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata, Beda. Okay. Bheda. Bheda. So it has no such difference at all. So that is the Swarupa. That is the nature of Bhagavan. So he is the Satta. Chandogya Upanishad says, Sat alone is there without anything as a second one. Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asid Ekameva Dvitiyam. There's only one. That is what? The Chandogya Upanishad, the sixth chapter, the whole this existence principle is very beautifully explained there. The ultimate thing just be is there. So Bhagavan alone is there everywhere. Again, everything is Bhagavan. That's what in Tamil we say, Thunirulum Irupar, Turumbilum Irupar. He'll be there in a pillar as well as in a speck of a dust. He'll be there. He is there. So that's what we always say. So that's what is demonstrated by the Prahlada Hiranyakashipu story also. So Bhagavan is everywhere. He is the one who is giving the real existence to everything. Otherwise, all of us have got no independent existence without the Atma, the Chaitanya which is in us, which is what is enlivening all of us, which is what is giving existence to everything. So understand this part. Okay. Then Sadbhutihi. Sadbhutihi. Sadbhutihi means one who is existence and consciousness. So further, Bhagavan is Sadbhuti, of the nature of Sat existence, which cannot ever be negated. And Bhuti means here, Sadbhuti means consciousness. The Sat refers to existence, the Bhuti refers to consciousness, which is self-revealing. Everything else that is perceived lives on borrowed existence and needs to be lighted up by the consciousness. That is the Swarupa of Bhagavan. See, Bhagavan's Swarupa. Swarupa means features of Bhagavan. Feature of Brahman is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. So that's what the Upanishad says. So here the Chit principle, otherwise called Chit principle, which is Chit principle. That's called Jnanam in the Taittiriya Upanishad. So here is called Chit principle, otherwise it's called Bhuti here. Bhuti. Bhuti can also, so Bhuti is the Chit principle, enlivening principle. To put it in simple language, this body mind is a jada. It is just an inert principle. And it has got a life. It has got a life because of the consciousness which is enlivening this body and mind. That is why the body is a live body. So the existence is there everywhere. The existence is there everywhere. Bhagavan is there everywhere. In few medium, that existence becomes also, it is able to have a life principle. So only in a living organism like a human being or any other animal and birds and insects and even all the plants and trees, and the sat which is existing all over is able to enliven and have a life principle, because the medium is like this. Because the medium is there, where it is there, it is able to exist. And when you say that the life is gone from this, we become a dead body. There also the existence is there, but the Chaitanyam feature is not there. Why? Because the reflection is not there. The reflection is there, able to manifest in certain medium, that is called bhuti. That's called consciousness in a simple language. And another meaning of bhuti is, it also means wealth or glory. So he is the bhuti, wealth. He is everything to the Satpurushas. So again, any bhuti, glory of any person is the glory of Bhagavan. But only the Satpurushas recognize this fact. Sadgatihi, we saw Satpurusha. Only the Satpurushas recognize this fact. Which fact? All the glory is Bhagavan's glory. Yadyad vibhuti vatsatvam Srimaturjitameva va. 10th chapter. Everything is Bhagavan. Everything is my glory only, Krishna claims. Whatever you see, everything is my glory. That means what is a corollary? We have discussed many, many times. I'm repeating again. I know I'm repeating it. It is only to reinforce. What is that? Once you have the understanding everything is Bhagavan's glory, then what happens? All the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsaryam will be gone. The 6 enemies, the craving will be gone. Kama, krodha, the anger on anything or anybody gone. Lobha, the tendency to acquire and then hold and retain them, not to part with, is gone. Mata, I am great, gone, because everything is Bhagavan's glory. Okay, Matsaryam, jealousy, nothing. There's nothing jealous about anything. Everything is Bhagavan. Earlier we have seen he is the one who is existing in everything, and he is the one who is giving, who is the consciousness principle. Without that, all of us are only a Namarupas, only a pawns. So, what is the meaning is? So, what is the thing is? He is the one whose glory is, everything is Bhagavan's glory. So, don't ever have this feeling of what? Being limited. And claim your glory. Claim your glory. Claim your glory means what? Understand this body mind is not my original nature. My original nature is what? This Sadbhutihi, that is my original nature. Once I claim it, what? Mayeva sakalam jatam, mai sarvam pratishtitam, mai sarvam layam yati, tad brahmas dvayam asmyaham. So you are able to claim the glory by that knowledge. So that is the very purpose of Vishnu Sahasranaamam. Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat, Sarvam Brahmamayam Jagat. That you need to understand. Every Nama, whichever you take it repeatedly, we will come to this only. This is the ultimate purpose of Vishnu Sahasranaamam. Okay. Then Satparayanam, the ultimate end of good people, ultimate end of the good people. So there are 2 meanings which is given. First meaning is Sat means the Sattva of all living beings. So the Sattva, the all living beings, is the Param Ayanam, the highest goal of all beings. But only the Sat Purushas, those who know the truth, understand this fact. Now, the reaching Bhagavan, understanding Bhagavan, reaching Bhagavan is understanding Bhagavan are one and the same, is the ultimate goal. Ayanam, para ayanam, ultimate goal. Only Satpurushas understand. Not everybody understands. Everybody is born. How many people are, even how many Hindus are studying the scriptures properly? Only when you understand scriptures, you will know it. We are not Ramakrishna Paramahamsa or Ramana Maharishi. People immediately quote. They are all genius. They are all prodigies, spiritual prodigies. So they know already before they came. They had all the knowledge. We are not that. For a common person has to study the scriptures to understand. Only the Satpurushas alone understand their goal in life is to achieve Bhagavan alone. Achieving Bhagavan is nothing but, within quote, this achieving, reaching, going and understanding, labate, gachanti, all those words are used, all the grammatical words are used, is nothing but understand there is no difference between myself and Bhagavan in the absolute level. That is what is called attaining Bhagavan or reaching Bhagavan. This you have to be very, very careful in understanding these words. Otherwise, it will be often confusing that I am waiting for something to come. Some Pushpaka Vimanam will come, because you'll see all those Puranic stories where some Vimanam, some special plane will come, take you to the Vaikunta. We have seen it in Bhagavatam, we have seen in Ramayana, all those things, all confusing things. So you must be very, very clear. The ultimate end of what? Reaching Bhagavan is having a proper understanding. There's no difference between myself and Bhagavan at the absolute level. That means what? That I am the Aham Brahman Asmi. This is the ultimate thing. In the transactional level, we also, that's called Paramarthika Satyam. In the transactional level, plain, we call it as a Vyavaharika Satyam, in which what we say, I am a simple mortal being, I am depending on Bhagavan. That is a very simple. So, at the relative plane, Bhagavan is bigger, I am small. That is absolutely non-negotiable. Whereas in the original, that is the original understanding we should have, the ultimate level, which is called Paramarthika Satyam, both are one and the same. So this is the Satparayanaha means the highest goal of Satpurushas, the ultimate end of the good people, the highest goal of Satpurushas. This is the primary meaning of this Nama. There is another interpretation given, that is, there is a more popular reading also, Satparayanaha. This is derived from as Santaha Param Ayanam Asya. Santaha Param Ayanam Asya. The one who has the who has the Satpurushas as his Ayanam is another meaning. One who has Satpurushas as his Ayanam. The important job for Bhagavan is the welfare of the Satpurushas. Welfare of the Satpurushas. Whoever are Satpurushas, Bhagavan will take care of it. Paritranaya sadhuna. The sadhu refers to the Satpurushas. Paritranaya means what? Protecting them. So Bhagavan will take care of the welfare of all the Satpurushas. Otherwise, you can say also, Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita, famous shloka, Ananyas chintayam tomanam ejana pariyupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Bhagavan will take care of the yoga and kshema of what? Of those who are thinking of Lord all the time. No. Tesham nitya abhiyuktanam. Tesham nitya abhiyuktanam. He is unswerved thinking, always thinking of Lord. I told you many times how to think of Lord all the time, how to become a Satpurusha. Very, very simple. Once you start, once you start divinize the entire universe. Divinize means what? Seeing Lord in each and every being, every situation, every object, you see the Lord. That is called divinization of the universe. Okay, that's called divinization. Once you start seeing it, then what is the thing is very, very easy. What is very easy? You can see Lord in everything, as I told you earlier. Then all the kama krodha, everything will go away, and then what? We become Satpurushas. We Satpurushas. So what is Bhagavan's job? Those who are thinking of him all the time, Bhagavan will take care of them. He will protect them, and then make sure they get the jnana. Make sure they get the jnana. They reach the goal, Sadgatihi. They will reach the goal of moksha. They are never born again in the samsara cycle. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, nahi hai. It is not there for people. Repeat the cycle of birth and death is broken away by those people. So this is Satparayanam. Then Shurasenaha. Shurasenaha, one whose army consists of Shuras. So Lord is the Shurasena because he has the mighty army. In the Ramavatara, he had an army in which the Shuras, mighty warriors like Hanuman, Sugriva and others were there. Even though Ravana had an extraordinary army consisting of Rakshasas, In spite of it, the Vanaras fought valiantly against them. In the Krishna Avatara, he had an army consisting of Shuras, mighty warriors like what? Yadavas, Pandavas, and so on. So Bhagavan is the Shurasenaha. Then Yadusreshtaha, the best among the Yadus. The descendants of King Yadu are called Yadus or Yadavas, and Sri Krishna belonged to that clan and was the Sreshta. Sreshta means the best, and the most important among them is called Sreshta. So nowadays people name the male child as Sreshta. Okay, you have to pronounce it properly. That's very important. Sreshta. So he is a Yadusreshta, the best among the Yadava clan. Then Sannivasaha. Sannivasaha, the refuge of the good people. The refuge of the good people. So he is the Sannivasa, refuge of the learned people, the thinking people. They do not have any other end in view. They do not have any other end in view. That means they are thinking of Lord all the time, and he gives the refuge to all of them. The people who are thinking of Lord all the time, he gives refuge. Those who surrender to the Lord and think of Lord all the time, he gives everything. So how do you do it? Since once you divinize the universe, you can think of Lord. Anything you do, yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhoshi dadasi yat. Anything you do, you think of Lord. Tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, dedicate it to the Lord. Bhagavan says in Gita. So once you divinize the universe and see Lord in each and everything and every situation, every being, everything, then what happens is Bhagavan gives refuge to them. He knows what we deserve. He'll take care of it. Make sure we get the knowledge. The beauty is, the whole thing is, this requires tremendous conviction. Otherwise called Shraddha. Just now in the Vivek Chudamani class, I explained the word Shraddha. So that requires Shraddha. And the Shraddha, once you have got, that Veda will never say something, and the Veda will never misguide me. Veda is only giving the right path. Once you have that Astikya Buddhi, it's a primary source of knowledge. Once you have that, and then once you surrender to the Lord and think of Lord all the time, he takes care of everything. Everything what? Everything including the basic sustenance, basic welfare in this Janma, in this temporary living in this health, where you will get adequate water, adequate food, rest, everything. You will have a shelter over you. You will have a decent family. Everything, all the basics, roti, kapada, or makan, those will be taken care for your sustenance, and he will ensure that you will get a guru, and you will get the jnana. Thereby, you get the moksha, and you are not born again. So he is a Sannivasaha. Then the next one is last nama in this particular shloka, Suyamunaha, the one connected to the Yamunas. Yamunas. All those who are connected to the river Yamuna are called Yamunas, like Devaki, Vasudeva, Nanda, Yashoda, the Subhadra, all others. They all lived in the banks of river Yamuna. River Yamuna is supposed to be, in our Indian tradition, all the rivers are holy. And there are so much of stories along the rivers, all the rivers, Ganges, Ganga story is very famous. Yamuna, every river has got a lot of Puranic stories is there. So when you are reading this Nama, I get tears in my eyes, because we are the one who pollute the maximum of all the rivers. Having such a noble scriptures with us, we have degenerated ourselves so much that we are polluting all the rivers. Very, very unfortunate. So here Yamuna, here, because they are all, the one who is connected to the Yamunas means, Yamunas means those who are living in the banks of Yamuna. He is surrounded by all those good Yamunas. So Sri Krishna is a Suyamuna. So coming back to the pollution, when you have got such a rivers are holy, and there are so many scriptural evidences how we have to treat the river, how we have to treat the water. We have got so many things are there, but we are one of the worst polluters of the world. If you all put our mind and think, within a matter of few years we can clean all the rivers. They are already trying to do it in some parts of Ganges. But what happens? People are again polluting it. Other day I read an article in the E-road belt. There's a lot of rivers out there. Everything is polluted by the dye industry, the textile industry. Huge. And it is supposed to be a very wealthy belt also in terms of agriculture. There's a huge article I saw, completely polluted. What a sad state we are in. Most of the rivers are polluted in our country. We should respect the rivers and we should treat them holy. And that is where all these people have lived. So they are called the Yamunas, and Sri Krishna is called Suyamuna. So we'll stop here. We'll continue the next shloka, 76 shloka, in the next class. Hari Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण मयि महीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु सी यू नेक्स्ट क्लास हरि ओम थैंक यू